Hello and welcome to another Wraggys beer review. So today we're going back over to Bridlington, to Bridbrewer and Taproom, for a beer that's named after me. There we go. There's my, I can't think of the word, picture, shall we say. And it's Wraggys Raspberry Ripple, 4.6%. It doesn't really tell you anything different on the back. There's the back, just in case. Very basic. He's not spending money on graphics, but he only sells them in his tap room. Doesn't sell online because of people moaning about bottles breaking and all that, and I can understand that, to be honest. When you see what the postman these days do to your bloody what they do to your parcels, where they chuck them over the fence, and it's like, it's fucking glass in that, you twat. Obviously you weren't there when they chucked them over, but when you come, you think, fucking hell. So, you know, I absolutely understand why. Wraggys Raspberry Ripple. Here we go. So, I ain't got a clue what I'm going to see. Here we go. So, here's the beer. It's looking like a golden pour. I'm letting it generate a bit of head. As you can see, it's not really... Yeah. Let's see if it fizzes up into a bit of a... It's going. There's a bit of a white head going off. 4.6%. Doesn't say when it was brewed or bottled. August the 14th, 2024. So, September, October. Yeah. 2.5 months old. And again, not much of a head on this. A golden looking pour. There's a hint, subtle hint of a fruity element on the nose. Anyway, let's dive in. Cheers. There's a fruity element. I can't say that I'm actually getting raspberry at the moment. I'm getting the fruit. It's like a stewed fruit element coming off this, to be fair. So a friend of mine, Lisa, who came to Bridbrewer and Taproom, good friend of ours from the Happy Drinkers, Lisa, Andy, she had been taking ibuprofen for pain for about a year. And bless her, there was a night where she was bleeding from multiple locations. I'm not going into details where the locations are. I can't remember myself, but obviously from the mouth and maybe other bits. Nose, other places. And it was down to an ulcer and ibuprofen. And it just goes to show you, you know, if you are ill through pain, that, you know, there's a moment where, you know, after so many weeks, that if something's strange as well, and sometimes I suffer with anxiety, I overthink, I stress, probably get a bit depressed. but I'm not a fool either. So, you know, and that's a brutally honest thing. I'm no fool. I can read people, and you know, there's certain elements very, very close to the daily life that I'm in, and nothing to do with family either, obviously, or friends. But yeah, and she had to be rushed to hospital, and we found this out the next day. And she was in hospital for 4 days, and we were all worried. You know, she's a good friend of ours, very good friend of the wife, and Angela and Andy, you know, everyone was panicking, and got ulcers, and something to do with the ibuprofen. She's not allowed to take ibuprofen ever again. So wow, isn't that bloody scary? You think you take painkillers to dull pain and all that, you know, to not put a strain on the NHS, and in the end, you know, through no fault of your own, you know, you end up in hospital, and she's just been given the all clear today, just as I'm doing this review. So now she can have a drink again. She hasn't drank for literally like 8 or 9 weeks. We've been on 2 holidays where she would have a beer with us, and maybe a few beers, and maybe a bit of wine and all, and she hasn't been able to have anything. And you know, I'm really, really happy. Yeah, lovely person, and just goes to show you, you know, and in life it's about, if there's something different, you know. And there was a thing the other week where some bloke felt basically his chest, his boobies, and there was something strange, like a lump of hard skin that was different, and he got his wife to do it. And this was on Good Morning Britain, or whatever it's called, and basically he had breast cancer. I mean, Jesus Christ, you'd think breast cancer was just for women. Obviously most blokes ain't got titties. And yeah, who knew? Yeah? So a lot of us blokes have got titties. Some have got bigger titties than other titties. But, you know, and yeah, give yourself a good feel. Something different that wasn't there before. You know, as daft as it fucking sounds, go and see a doctor, you know, or tell somebody. Tell your missus or your partner, you know, if you're not, if you're gay or whatever. The raspberries coming out in that there wasn't there at the front, but the air got to it and the raspberries burst forward. So just goes to show you, it with beers, that let it breathe. Sometimes a beer, and I class this as a brewery that's modern traditional. So the flavours are more subtle. Not every beer, but for me, the majority. And that is no, you know, modern traditional is very good for me. I like modern traditional. Sometimes flavours can be too in your face. Having someone who's brewed their own beers and too in your face, you know. But yeah, going back to that, you know, we all sometimes should just look at ourselves and just give ourselves a prod, and maybe not too much of a prod, but you know, yeah, I do apologise to the women watching, but you know, sometimes it's good to examine yourself, and if something's different, if you've got something on, you know, on your body that wasn't there, is getting bigger, is different, then maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had, you know. And as we get older, and as somebody who lost a cousin aged 15, a cousin aged 19 to cancer, you know, it boggles the mind Anthony, my cousin. I can't remember my other cousin's name actually. But Anthony, he was a very, very clever boy. Very clever. His dad was a bit of a knobhead, but you know, is what it is. And his dad lost his wife to, I think it was cancer as well. So his wife, probably the dad of Anthony. I'm not 100% sure. But it just goes to show you, you know, the world we live in. So very awful at times. Oh. So I'm going to pour the sediment bit in, so knowing it's going to go a bit hazy, and there you go, and that brings out the raspberry colour more so. It just looks like a hazy raspberry ripple craft beer now. The funny thing is that the raspberry is more prominent now. So for me, if I'm talking to people who like Bridbrewers beers, but also like craft beers, shake that bloody bottle up and drink it with the sediment intact, you know, spread throughout the bottle, and drink it as more of a craft than modern trad, you know, mod trad. Ooh. So, Wraggys Raspberry Ripple. Will I drink it again? Probably not. You know, like most beers, literally 99.9% of beers, I will never drink them again. It is what it is, you know. Some beers I would for a certain reason, and, you know, it is what it is. You know, there's nothing, not me being horrible about beers, it is what it is. The raspberry flavour and the aroma came in 5 minutes into the pour, so you know it took a while for it to come through, but it was there. Out of 5 for me, yeah, I get about a 3.9 out of 5 for this one, and that's my review. Thank you for watching. See you soon.